But my nephew Gordon, yeah, which a lot of people know Gordon, and he'd love to say something about his nana. His nana's first grandson born in England. And no, Dwayne, sorry, sisters wise, no, I'm not going there. David is our oldest son in England. David had the first grandson. Gordon is the first grandson to my sister, right? And they got on like 2 houses there. So Gordon is all yours.
Greetings, people. Right. You guys know a lot of her here. Alright. So it'd be rude if I didn't come here and say anything on behalf of my nana. You get that? Okay. My anxiety is kicking in. I can do speeches anywhere, but this is different. It's a setting. You understand? So, when we reach through this, if I'm here for a minute, it's a minute. If it's 10 minutes, it's 10 minutes. You understand? I'm sorry what I said. Okay. Father, I reach through. Straight for come. Alright? So, as my auntie just said, from 1989, my nana was raising me because my mom and my dad had to go to work. My nana reluctantly wanted to raise me because she still wanted to go to the bookie shop. Okay? But every morning, my dad would bring me down to my nana's house in the early days, and my nana had the cornmeal porridge ready for me. Because all I wanted as a youth was not fish, not chicken, not nothing else, just give me the cornmeal porridge. You understand? And as a grandmother, she made sure she woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning and made sure she put that pot on and the cornmeal porridge is ready by 7 o'clock. Ready for me. But as you know, she washed what? That pot ready from next week and everything else and run through and skip on the bottom and go on again. You know what I mean? But from we did the cornmeal, it was me who was walking down to Jack Pearson's and cleaning the bookie shop. Yeah? So it was me and my nana going in there, and what we used to say, we got some proud moments and good traits, and a lot of you guys in here know, say my nana was in the bookie shop from earliest, and she would cuss you, and she would scream and smile with you, but it was me looking at you like, Nana, why did we come in here and clean this bookie shop, get the bleach out, mop the floor, and then we go and throw paper back on the bookie shop? It was obscene to me. Because why am I wasting my time cleaning and cooking and swatting up things, and you were the first person to disrespect the bookie shop? But she loved it because it kept her in business. And I understand the fact of it, you know what I mean? Well,
Mom used to say, yeah, the pig used to ask its mother, what make you out long stuff? And the mother picked the terror and said, you are grown, you will know. So I relate that to Gordon. You are grown, you will know. The reason why you go and put shop every morning to pick up paper and your nana then trade that on the floor, you have your own.
so as I said, from early, it was my nana who also taught me how to read and write. So as we mentioned, pens. Go to my nana's house, there's always a pen. If you look underneath a settee chair, there's a pen. If you look in a coat pocket, there's a pen. And if you look at all the pictures I post on social media, there's a cardigan with a pen. Yeah? Simple. She ain't gonna change, and there was always a pen. So you have no excuse so that you can't read or you can't write, because if you got pictures, you'll see that I was marking the bookie shop papers with the little Jack Pearson paper and a blue pen. And that's how we got taught to read my first name, last name, middle name, or any name, and count numbers. And that's what I was good at, alongside my auntie teaching me as well. Yeah?
Another one for you, right? Mother used to say, one hand can't clap. Right? And that she said to me one time, she said, Chris, Daddy never read and write, but Uma made sure she go to school so she could read and write. And she has instilled that in us. Every one of us went to school because it resonates in my head when she said one hand can't clap. And if you can't manage for yourself, you're not.
Exactly. So alongside that, after we went to the bookie shop and did the cleaning, I don't know why, but every day we walked into town. So this is why we call her the Queen of Bradford Road. Because you always see her down there walking with her bags. And sometimes it wasn't shopping bags. It was a smart lady now looking to get robbed. She had a handbag inside of the shopping bag. So fool you and fool everybody else. Simple. You understand? But she always raised that she always used to see this lady, and I don't know this lady because you know we get older and people change their faces and da. But one time she was walking with me and she fell with the shopping bags. And that is one thing that she always said, God, remember when we were walking down the thing and this lady had to stop and pick us up and da. Okay. Yeah, so she always remembered back in the 80s and the 90s and when she was carrying it and walking across by Tesco's on the wall and I wanted to take it down memory lane. That's what my nana did to me. But alongside that, as we mentioned Peggy, we used to go to the shops, pick up Peggy's stuff and walk up to Peggy's house and Peggy used to do my nana's hair. So every Saturday, my nana was getting her hair done by Peggy. It was an excuse to go to talk to Peggy. The hair did not need to be done. But in addition to that as well, a lot of you people in this room might have thought that my nana had no hair because she always had a headscarf. She always tied it up with pins. And every time she had the pins in and she took it out, I remember one time she came to me and said, God, this, we're not swearing. But you know, my nana had a good mouth. Yeah, a good mouth. But somebody disrespected her one time when she was on the bus because she was in the early, you know, I was saying to Barbara about it a week ago, elderly people, not elderly people, 40-year-olds back in the day used to dress up like it was older than what it was. Yeah? Because when we look around the room in here, a lot of you in your 50s and your 60s to look 40. Yeah? I give you the privilege of saying that you look good for your age. Alright? But when I look back at the pictures of my nana, she looked older than what she really did. You understand? So she had the coat, the headscarf, and everything there. But one day she decided to take her hair out. Because it wasn't any Joan or any Grace doing her hair at the time, it was always Peggy. So she took her hair out, and it was full black hair. And somebody thought she had a wig. And that really hurt their feelings, so somebody to think and touch the hair as well to do. Alright, you know the thing over here. They try to touch up the hair, and you know you got this little, hold on. Who's got the memorabilia book on the table? Who got one? Hold one up. The purple book. The service sheet, just hold up a book. Karen, open up into the middle page now, because people, if you look at this is what I realized from the death of my nana. When I looked at the picture in there, there's a passport picture, yeah? So whoever sees it, you understand what I'm talking about. There's a picture in there, two pictures, yeah? The picture on the left is the ranking woman I was talking to, yeah? As straight as she be all her life, that is the lady who I spoke to. Because Alicia said in the church, my nana treated everybody equally but differently, and we had our own communication. Yeah? She talked to me in a way, she talked to Karen in a way, she talked to the way that everybody else in a way for themselves, you know what I mean? But that is the lady what I spoke to. That one gave her the realness, you understand? And she also, like we said already, my nana was a Simpson, a double Simpson. So she teach me the family traits. So when I speak to Debbie as well, who's a bloodline and ancestry, I am that oracle dark grandchild. Yeah? Because a lot of people in this community do not know that they're family. Everybody in here is somewhat family. You understand? You don't know who you come from. A lot of you don't know foundation. You never been to Jamaica to see where you come from. In St. Elizabeth, Redback, Genus, and then place there. You understand? I give you the real heart. Big up my nana. I'm not done yet. This is only 2 minutes, 5 minutes, or whatever else. You go for your heart tonight. You understand? Simple. Let me say again now. The way she treated everybody within the community, she raised everybody. Because she always told me stories how she looked after this person, that person, child mind here. As you said, he was in 2 cots there together. Amount of people in here she showed love to. Amount of people she in the booking shop she went and showed a little caring with. It could be a tip, it could be a bet, it could be the winnings. She was giving. She was always a giver. My nana came in like a drug dealer. When she come to give you money, she had slide it to you. You know when you see the story, she had slide under the table, she had give you what she giving you. And she gave you equally though. So there wasn't no favoritism, especially is who she raised in a certain way, but she loved all of them. And that includes everybody within the room. Because she put everybody's heart within the room. That's why we're here today. You understand? So I'm going to cut it short, even though I've got plenty more to say. There's going to be a projector, which will be somewhere maybe later on, which I collated about 300 pictures. of all of the family and everybody else from the timeline. If you're on Facebook, you can go and see all of that. You know what I mean? But once again, raise your glasses in a toast and a remembrance. Because today is not the blessing, it's the remembrance and the celebration of Renie, Maud, Powell, aka Simpson, and give thanks for everybody coming out. I love you all. Blessings.
Well said, well said.